I will sing of the goodness of God. For my life you have been faithful. For my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago, good morning again to everybody on the Street 919 FM. And this morning we have a new segment with us, and it's a Concious Talk. And the guest is already in studio. I'm going to hand you over to him, who's going to take you until, when is it? 10:55. All right, so let me hand you over to our guest who is already here. Good morning, sir.
A pleasant morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This morning, I am here, Steve Antione. The question would be asked, who is Steve Antione and Concious Talk? Well, let me start off by saying, I am living in the Lavantil East constituency, Malik to be exact. Yeah? And as I traverse our nation's streets, I realize that, at least to me, I am seeing some level of inequality in terms of land space. And I specifically focus my attention to the Emancipation Support Committee. All of us are emancipated, all of us. And I realize it's only on Emancipation Day that we will come out in our numbers and, do what we have to do and then go back in. And for the entire year, nothing happens. And this is why I am here this morning. I don't belong to any group, any party. When I say party, I mean in terms of who sent me here. I am here, I believe it's by divine intervention. I believe it is time that we have a space where the young people could go to year-round, where we will have commerce on that space. Yeah. Like, for instance, Diwali, we know where the people will go. And this is in no way to be racially, politically motivated in any way. My intention, by the grace of God, is that a discussion would start where we would have some form of equity in terms of land space. In the year 1970, at the age of 10, in my community, Malik, I recall seeing a lot of people moving out of my community in red apparel, everything red. I was amazed as to what could this be? I went inside. Those days, no street light, an old boardhouse, hardly any pitch road. And I went inside and I looked around, and all I saw was something red, was 2 red ribbons on the bed. My mom had already put together my sister's uniform for the following day, and I took those 2 red ribbons and placed them in my pocket. I went outside and started following the crowd. I tied one of the ribbon on my wrist and the other on my forehead. And I started following the crowd. Approximately 5 to 10 minutes after, from Malik, where I live, to Mova Junction, multitude of people. I mean, I never saw anything like that in my life at the age of 10. And there I am, just following. And when I reached in the Mova district, I heard drums in the distance. Drums, and more people was like spilling onto the streets. And when we reached at least down to a little lower down Fernandez compound, I was amazed. I saw trucks, drums, and I heard a gentleman shouting, "Power! Power! Amanda!" And while that gentleman is shouting that, the people would be echoing based on what he said. And I lost myself as a young man shouting power and moving with the crowd. Yeah? It got a bit dark to where I live. You know, you're with this big crowd. So heading back, it became a bit dark. And in my home, my parents, the rule is 6 o'clock you're supposed to be in your house. So on my way back, when I reached my corner, my mother was already waiting there with a lady by the name of Miss Beulah. Miss Beulah is a runner. My mom started to flog me together with Miss Beulah. And every lash I get, all I hear is, "What you know about my candle dagger? What you know about my candle dagger?" I get licks. I don't know what she's speaking about. All I know, I took it to Red Ribbon and I followed the crowd. 8 years later, at the age of 18, I went to the Malik Senior Comprehensive School. 2 of my sons also went to Malik Senior Comprehensive. From school, I did POB, Principle of Business. And from school, right away, after exam, my mom said, "No lineman or no block for you." Yeah? And she took me to this place. My mom worked at the British High Commission building. Right? The British High Commission office at the time was on Furnace Building. Furnace Building is facing the port, the financial towers there. At the time, there the office was. Lower down, there is Holiday Inn, which is now Renaissance. And right there was a institution. My mother took me to that particular morning. And the very first day she took me there, the name of the place was CMTS. C as in cat, M as in man, T as in top, S as in Steve. CMTS, Caribbean Marine Technical Services. And there I was in this institution that particular morning. My mother took me. Well, those days, I had a Rasta hairstyle. Yeah. And she took me to this place for this job this particular day. And I was hired as an apprentice the very said interview. The very said day I started. The following day, they called a meeting. They called a meeting of all the workers and everybody, and the start point, and they said, "See this gentleman, whole week we were trying to get someone in this place. And strange enough, this young man, a Rasta man, we hired him. First of all, the reason why we hired him, first of all, is because his mother brought him. And secondly, he didn't ask how much you're paying or anything like that. He just said, I am willing to learn. So I was hired. While working there, now the managers of this company, Mr. Winfield Clemens, Mr. Osai Olatunji, Mr. Balagun Olatunji, and some other directors, within a 2 weeks period, I started seeing men traversing that company in their African apparel. Because, as I said, one of the owners was Osai Olatunji, Balagun Olatunji, along with others. Within the second week, to my amazement, I saw this tall figure. A gentleman who 8 years ago, I believe I saw that gentleman. When you see Mr. McCandle Dagger once, you cannot miss him. He's tall. And he has a distinguished voice. I was amazed to know that this gentleman, McCandle Dagger, is traversing this said company. The same gentleman my mother disciplined me about, together with Miss Beulah. Here I am in this institution with the same Mr. McCandle Dagger. Over the years, I always try to be conscious of what is happening around me, and those who are in authority and those who are trying to do things on behalf of the Afro-Trinidadian people. And is it within me? I always feel that commitment. And also knowing that I am a grandfather of 7. Yes, I am a grandfather of 7. And I always say that with a boast because I try to discipline myself as a role model so that my children and my grandchildren wouldn't do anything untoward in terms of how I would live and how I operate and how I present myself. When I see and I look around as to where we are at now, for all those years, and where we are at today, I am no Martin Luther King. In other words, I'm a humble man, as I said from Malik, and I hope I am just here to bring a level of consciousness so that something could start, something where the young people could feel comfortable to say, yes, we have a home. The mothers who are crying today because of the loss of their children, the young ones, the 18-year-olds, the 17-year-olds, the 25-year-olds who are dying on a daily basis. Yeah? It might sound far-fetched. We mightn't have no communication or comparative evidence to say, well, if we have a space, how would that help? But I am saying we need a space. We need a space. Yeah? And I will hope my little interjection, wherever it may take me, I am going. And I am putting forward this because, as I said, I live a certain way. And because of that situation, what transpired between my timing, I say, you know what? The young people deserve somewhere where they could call. You know what it is to know? During the year, we have a space, and the young people could go. We could do things. We could have a building, build our own building. If the government give us that space, we don't need the government financial help anymore. We can do it. 100,000 of us by $100 is $10 million. Please, my people. It hurts. Hence the reason why I am here. We can do it. We need a space. I wrote a letter, and the thing is, if not now, when? Yeah? If not now, when? We are in a pandemic, and things are not how it was designed, for a better word, to be. Everything has changed. The mask I am wearing, in the past, I would have been charged for wearing this mask. Yeah? The youths, the 25-year-olds again, they are my children. The 18-year-old, the 32-year-old, the 35-year-old, they are my children. They are not my brothers, and they are my children. Because my eldest child is 42 years of age. So I have the authority to say that those children who are dying is my children. And I say that with the greatest level of humility. I cannot make anybody do anything what they do not want to do. Yeah? We are a strong people. We are a powerful people. And nobody cannot force us to do what we do not want to do. I am only here with the greatest level of humility, asking kindly that something could start. As I said, I wrote a letter, and I addressed that a letter to 7 men. Yeah. They, as a matter of fact, 4 out of the men got the letter, and only 2 didn't get any letters yet, as regards the same said discussion. And my main intention is that when these men get this letter, the men I'm speaking to is men of high standings, character. If they could come together, I do not know the camaraderie between these men, but I am saying If these men could see it within themselves to come together, I know something positive could happen in terms of land space for the Afro-Trinidadian community. Yeah. Let me make an example. Shackville Beach. How many of us know, how many of us used to go to Shackville? My mom used to take us to Shackville, 10 cents with the bus. 10 cents, and we used to go down to Shackville. Yeah. Now Shackville, the entire beachfront. Now, again, when I'm going into different areas, I like to ensure I'm not trying to be libelous, politically motivated, racially motivated, or creating any enmity. I'm just using this to say that the entire beachfront is now 5 islands. Yeah, 5 islands. Now they have what have to do. In closing, I will start or end as I started. I believe it is time that we have some form of identification in terms of land space for the Afro-Trinidadian community. Let us, again, do not look at the messenger, look at the message. Everybody has their own views, and if I say anything that doesn't augurs well, I'm only human. I'm only human. All of us make mistakes. And if I say anything now or in the future, you are there to correct me. You are there to correct me because I believe I came out my comfort zone. When I say that, I mean I have a Facebook business page. Never had a photo. Never, ever, ever, ever in my life had a photo of myself. WhatsApp, same thing. Never, ever, ever, ever had a photo. Now here I am presenting myself, yeah? So I believe I came out of that comfort zone to share the message, to share what I believe supposed to take place, what's happening around us. Look at the bakeries. Look at the bakeries, and we go in the bakeries on a daily basis. Yeah? The drugstores. Who is fronting those institutions? Who is fronting those institutions? Where are we in the fair of things? I pray God that this little discussion would meet the right air. And this is not this conscious talk is ours, not me. It's not mine. Conscious talk. All of us are conscious in some way. All of us. Some are more conscious than others. So this platform is for the entire bashment. I would hope that at some point, there's a minute of conscious talk. Just to say something in terms of getting a space. Getting a space. Getting a space. God is good.
All right, so while we get ready to close, if anybody wants to call in, I think you want to take some calls.
That would be okay.
All right, anybody want to call in, you can call in now on 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, and 466-5391. So we just have about a few minutes left in the program. So anybody want to call in and ask any questions or say anything, you are free to do so now. All right? So it's Conscious Talk with
Steve Antoine.
Mr. Steve Antoine. And Mr. Antoine is here every Thursday. All right? From 10:25. All right? Till 10:45. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Pastor. You and the gentleman there. Blessed the man was have his own. Father, mother, blessed the child was have his own. Powerful talk there, brother. That be only waiting for the longest while. Anybody vex with you, they be vexing of themselves. Thank you very much.
All right, 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, 466-5391. I'll take one more call. If you can get in now, I'll take you. And as you get ready to close. So, all right, so we're getting ready to close. Any closing remarks, sir?
Well, I will hope that this could bring about some level of positivity with the help of everyone. Everyone should be on board with a positive mindset, and most of all with God guidance and God help. I see, even for this emancipation, because of the pandemic, we had no emancipation celebration because of the COVID, 2 consecutive times. And that is the reason why I am here also, because I did some movements and investigations, and what I saw is appalling. Very appalling. But again, I hope that as a people, we will come together with the greatest level of humility towards each other for this particular good. And that is to have a space. To have a space. To have a space. I thank you.
All right. If anybody else, you taking some calls quickly. 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, 466-5391. If you want to ask or say anything, you have the opportunity now. You can call in and you can share with. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Zungu.
Hi, morning.
I was outside sitting down and I just get a part of this thing. But I pray God that this thing come out and make everything. Listen to me. We need a space. We need a space. I don't know the person, but God bless him, whoever this morning that come up to say this. Right? This is Miss Juju. So you know who is that. Okay? God bless. God bless that person this morning.
All right, so taking your calls, 342-0081, 771-1791. If you want, you can send us your voice notes also on 771-1791. Right, so no callers calling in. Nobody want to say it. Oh, hello.
Morning, Pastor Google. A little too late, but it's good. A little too late, but it's good. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
All right, so the caller say a little too late, but it's good. So if you want to call in and share your views, you can do so. Any questions you want to ask, you can do so. All right, so remember, it's Concious Talk, all right, with Mr. Steve Antoine, Concious Talk with Mr. Steve Antoine. He'll be here every Thursday. All right, every Thursday from 10:25 till 10:55. I'm now seeing. I have on my glasses. I now look up and I think I look up. It's not 10:45. It's 10:55. All right. Hey, you just have about how much more minutes to go? 3 or 4 more minutes. And I know 91.9 callers like to call in and share their views. What's going on? So, you're going to be here every Tuesday discussing different issues concerning black people, basically?
Well, my main focus is basically this. I just trying to bring a level of awareness. I cannot change anything, as the lady said just now. It's a bit late, but I don't think how I think. I have to do what I have to do. And if it takes me one session, even just one session, to disseminate what I have within me, so be it. As I said, I cannot change people's mindset. What I could say, let's think about the children. Our children. Let's try and do something. If we haven't done anything, let's try and do something for the children. So I don't think it's too late because our children are falling like flies. Yeah. Mothers are hurting. When someone dies, a young child dies, the mothers is the one who feels it most. The mothers. The father would feel it, yes. But why I say the mother would feel it most? You always hear parents saying, I feel something dig out my belly. I feel my belly drop. Then they get to find out that the son or the daughter had passed away. That's fact. A mother would take that child for 9 months in her belly. You know how much mothers are hurting? Mothers. Let's, together, men, let's do something to bring about some level of equality in this country. For the Afro-Trinidadian can say, yes, this is ours.
We have a call online. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Google. Good morning to the gentleman. I didn't get the whole of the story, but I know what I just want to tell him. The African people, I am a great grandmother, 69 years old. Okay? And what I am saying, you have to start loving one another and stop shedding one another blood. Because every day it's the African man keeps shedding the African man blood. And this is so terrible. You understand? It's sad. Real sad. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, so time is gone. Time has ended. We want to thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week Thursday around 9:25 to 9:55. All right. So thanks again for being with us.
I thank you.
Street 99 FM.
Thank you, sir.
Walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Tune into the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday for the program Conscious Talk, where we are at and where we are going with Steve Antoine as regards the land space for the celebration of Emancipation Day every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. It's Conscious Talk on the Street 919 FM.
We got done. At least when I just be you, I beg you just
Just something positive. Something positive. Oh, I did it, why, just you. I beg you, just stay more positive.